All right, today we are diving into a piece of tech that is completely changing the game for speed and cost in the crypto world. Seriously, it's a scalability revolution, and it's all powered by something called ZK-proof aggregation. But let's back up a bit and start with a problem I'm sure you felt. Have you ever tried to make a transaction and you just stare at the screen, shocked by that gas fee? Or you're just waiting and waiting for it to go through? Yeah, you're not alone. It's a huge drag on crypto really going mainstream. And this whole problem gets right to the core of how blockchains are built. It's this famous challenge called the blockchain trilemma, this constant battle between being secure, decentralized, and scalable. For the longest time, it felt like you could only get 2 out of 3, and, well, scalability was usually the one left behind.
So let's really dig into this scaling problem. The best way to think about the main blockchain, what we call layer 1 or L1, is like a single highway. What happens when everyone tries to get on that highway at rush hour? You get a massive, frustrating crypto traffic jam.
This L1 bottleneck, that's what causes those insane gas fees and those painfully slow confirmation times. It has been the single biggest thing holding crypto back. And look, even the early solutions that tried to move traffic off the main highway, well, they had their own set of problems too.
And this, right here, is where we find the solution. See, before aggregation, every single batch of transactions from a layer 2 had to send its own proof back to that main highway. Just look at the left side. It's expensive, it's slow, it's inefficient. But now, look to the right. With aggregation, all those proofs get bundled into one. It's such a simple idea, but it makes everything ridiculously cheaper, faster, and way, way more efficient. Which brings us to the hero of our story, ZK-proof aggregation. This is the technology that's basically building a brand new superhighway, and it's clearing out that crypto traffic jam for good. So what is this thing really? Well, a zero-knowledge proof is this cool mathematical trick that lets you prove something is true without showing the actual data. In this case, it proves a whole batch of transactions is valid. ZK aggregation then takes it a step further. It's this brilliant method that takes a whole bunch of these separate proofs and just squishes them all together into one tiny super compressed proof. And that one little proof is the only thing the main network ever has to check.
The best way to picture this is with the cars in a city analogy. Imagine a city just packed with cars, and each car is like a batch of transactions. Now, instead of every single car driving down to City Hall to report where it went, which would be absolute chaos, right? All their journeys get combined into one single consolidated trip report. Only that one report gets sent to City Hall to be verified. It's just a genius way to cut down on traffic.
This quote really just nails it. It's all about rolling up hundreds, maybe even thousands of batches into one single ultimate proof. This is the core idea, the mechanism that really changes the entire landscape. Okay, so now for the really exciting part. Let's talk about the 3 huge, game-changing impacts this is having on the entire crypto world. First up, and this is the one you'll probably care about the most, is radically lower costs. We're talking about a direct benefit that you will literally feel in your wallet every time you make a transaction. I mean, just look at this chart. The bar on the left, that's the cost per transaction without aggregation. It's sky high. But with aggregation, the bar on the right, the cost just plummets. We're not talking about a small improvement here. This is orders of magnitude cheaper. It's a fundamental shift in the entire economic model of using a network. So how's it do that? Well, it basically spreads out that fixed cost of talking to the main blockchain across a huge, huge number of transactions. All of a sudden, things that were just too expensive to even think about, like micropayments or high-frequency trading, they become totally possible. And for you, the user, it means lower fees on pretty much everything you do. All right, the second massive impact is super fast finality. And finality is just a fancy word for that moment when your transaction is officially locked in, confirmed, and irreversible on the main blockchain. Since the main L1 network only has to check one aggregated proof instead of hundreds, the whole system just gets so much faster. It's like the difference between waiting for 100 different people to rubber stamp your document versus getting one single decisive seal of approval. Your transaction is final way, way quicker. And for traders, this isn't just about being convenient. It builds confidence and lets them move their money around way more efficiently. And number 3 is all about the future. ZK aggregation raises the roof on what's possible. It gives us a vastly higher scalability ceiling, meaning the network can now handle an incredible amount of traffic.
this just pushes the boundaries of scale. We're talking about a massive jump in transactions per second, or TPS. This is the kind of horsepower you need to support the next wave of complex dApps, blockchain gaming, and big corporate solutions. This is what finally allows these networks to go toe-to-toe with the speed of traditional giants like Visa.
So, we've gone through a lot of the technical stuff. Let's zoom out. Let's connect the dots. What does all this breakthrough technology actually mean for you, for me, and for the market?
The amazing thing is, pretty much everyone wins. For regular users and traders, the benefit is crystal clear. Lower fees, faster transactions. For developers, it means they finally have a strong, scalable foundation to build apps that can handle millions of users. For the Layer 2 projects themselves, this tech is a huge competitive edge that attracts both developers and users. And of course, for investors, it helps shine a spotlight on which projects could become the real market leaders of the future.
And I really need to stress this point. What we're talking about here isn't just a small step forward. This is not just another minor upgrade.
No, this is a foundational shift. This is the kind of breakthrough that paves the way for the thing we've all been waiting for. A decentralized internet that's actually fast enough, cheap enough, and powerful enough for everybody to use. True mass adoption.
And that leaves us with the big, final question. The tech is here, it works, so now the race is on to see who can use it best. The projects that really master ZK aggregation are going to have an incredible advantage, and their success will absolutely shape the future of this entire industry. The only question left is, who's going to win?